I'm not in support of what Kenyans are saying about deporting Nigerians. I'm not, because we have Kenyans in Nigeria. I'm not in support of people generalizing this judgment on all Nigerians, because one person might be a criminal, yes, but doesn't mean all. Yes.
Hello everybody, welcome once again to AfriPost. I believe wherever you're watching us from, you are doing great. Nigerians in Kenya are on high alert following the directive given by their High Commissioner and warning that they should avoid unnecessary movements and remain calm within their residences. This follows an incident that happened in the last 1 week where a lady, a young 20-year-old lady, was killed, body parts dismembered, and her head taken away by a suspected Nigerian man. This has really led to a debate that many people in Kenya are really calling for Nigerians to be deported. And some people have really had opinions like all Nigerians must be deported from Kenya, while others are saying that since this was a criminal activity conducted by one person, it is only the person who was considered to be the criminal who should really face the consequences. There are different opinions that have come around, and this question is something that has really been talked about largely. In my videos, you know that most of my commentaries about Nigeria are always those that support Nigeria and considering them as a people who are very innovative, people who are successful, people who are very, very positive in everything that they are doing. But then there is that case whereby some bad apples from Nigeria have really painted the image of the country in bad light. Look at this incident that is now happening in Kenya. You know, most people who don't understand how Nigerians are, or those who have never interacted with Nigerians, will automatically hold the opinion that Nigerians are bad people. And this is what has continued to really destroy the image of Nigeria outside. I think, for me, I would say that before somebody really leaves their country, there is that need for them to be vetted so that they be good ambassadors of their country outside. Right now in Kenya, if anybody tells you about a Nigerian, even if you have a positive attitude about them, you will automatically have a negative issue, because the kind of killing that took place on this lady is something that even if you're told, you'd really ask yourself, why would this happen? The family of the lady says that they were asked 500,000 Kenya shillings as a ransom and they were not able to raise it. While people are continuing to give their opinions about this issue, there is this Nigerian who came on TikTok, and it's like he has lived in Kenya for quite some time because he tends to understand even the Luo language. I want us to listen to what he's saying, and then there is a complaint of another lady talking about femicides that are increasing in Kenya. And then let's react to these videos after watching these videos. Kindly watch.
Morning, good afternoon, wherever you are watching this video from. I've been following this thing that happened in Nairobi, the post of Nairobi gossip about a Nigerian guy suspected to kill a lady and traveling with Mozambique passport. And read the comment of chaos is alarming, and some protest is alarming. Yeah, a particular Nigeria did some. Let's say now that guy is in Nigeria. Okay, let's put it. You should be arrested and persecuted. Not saying all Nigerians all Nigerians should be deported, this and that. Deporting Nigeria will not solve the problem in your country. Will not solve the problem of Kenyans. That is truth. Even if you deport Nigerians, all of them now, they go home. Have you solved your problem? Just because of maybe in Nigeria collected your friend that your girlfriend that has big matak or big siand, sanda mama dog. That doesn't mean that you should. And this hatred is just coming from the men, not from the women. And it's crazy. It's crazy how a fellow African man, we see his own fellow African man and having hatred. If one single Nigeria commits crime, arrest him. I support you for that. But clarifying that you should deport all Nigerians, bro, man, your hatred is too much, and even you are a village champion. Yeah, let me say this thing without notes. You are a village champion because you have never traveled out of these premises. That's why you are talking about deportation. Do you know what is deportation? Or talking about free visa. Even if Kenya visa is 1 million Kenya shilling, bad people will still enter here and do their things and go home. Because you will not tell me if he's a bad someone, he will not have money to travel to do. He will have money to travel to do his things as a ritualist. Let's call a spade a spade. Yeah? We have Kenyans in Nigeria. Someone like Vera Sidika travel to Nigeria, do her things and come back. Big people. Big Kenyans, they can't come out and say they can't drop that kind of comment. Because they know the impact Nigeria as a country have put in their life. Yeah, if a particular person did something, let's arrest that person and persecute that person. Allow this AI to do his work. If that person is just suspected to be, allow this AI to do their work, and if they find that person guilty, good and fine. Let's stop this hate. Let's stop this hate. Fadali.
I'm not in support of what Kenyans are saying about deporting Nigerians. I'm not, because we have Kenyans in Nigeria. I'm not in support of people generalizing this judgment on all Nigerians, because one person might be a criminal, yes, but no, doesn't mean all. Yes.
Of course. Since the passing of the late Starlet Wahu, you've been there very vocal, championing for girls to know what really happens, because we lost someone that it wasn't supposed to go that way, because what happened to Starlet Wahu was inhuman. It was something bad. Yesterday, the other day we saw it. A young girl was chopped, murdered in an Airbnb.
Yes.
What is really happening to our girls? Are they becoming greedy? The rise of femicide now in the country. Okay. Where are we going wrong as a country? Where are we missing out? Young girls wanna hatia wapi, wanna kosea wapi.
A lot of people have been saying this, but I'm just going to say it as well, because it cannot be iterated enough. Kenya has a serious femicide problem. Kenya is a deeply misogynistic place that hates women. Well, like most of the world, but we're speaking specifically about Kenya and the rampant cases of femicide and the ways in which they have been rising recently. And I think that is indicative of a society that has misogyny that runs so rampant, and when its violence is met with impunity, this is what happens. Men become more and more emboldened, and now women are getting killed, raped, assaulted, facing atrocious kinds of violence every corner they turn. And instead of the men to sit and listen, they want to make jokes. People want to make jokes. People are discrediting victims. People have been killed recently for femicide, calling them slay queens, saying that they're malayas, they're sex workers, calling them a lot of very derogatory things. And I have some serious questions for y'all, because I don't think y'all are okay. No matter what someone's occupation is, no matter what reason someone is engaging with a man, do you genuinely believe that women deserve to die? That even if they've done something that you deem morally wrong, that the answer is death, and brutally so. And not only that, women are killed all the time by their fathers, their brothers, their uncles, their cousins, their friends, their neighbors, the watchmen, anybody around them, by men all the time, men they trust, men who are inherently in their lives that they didn't even decide to be in community with. Kill them all the time, starting from the time when we are young. So, explain that. And now, as usual, they've turned it back on us. Men have decided to tell us that at this point, advocacy can't work. We just need to take our safety into our own hands. As if women have not been doing that since the history of time.
Now, the reason why I played the second clip is so that you get to understand that this incident is not unique to Nigerians, because before this other lady was killed by a Nigerian, there is a lady that was killed by a Kenyan man, and therefore the issue of femicides in Kenya has really been on the rise, and therefore we cannot really single it out and say that all these things are happening just because of Nigerians being in Kenya. And just as the other Nigerian brother said in the video, he is kind of saying that there is no need of kind of deporting all Nigerians because they were not participants in this criminal activity. One thing that should happen is that the person who has been identified as the criminal should be taken and prosecuted, jailed, and every punishment offered to him, because it seems he is out to really paint the name of Nigeria in bad light. But if we go ahead and start saying that Nigerians in Kenya are going to be deported, Nigerians in Kenya are going to face serious challenges, then there could be a retaliatory attack. You know, there are many people who really take it like Nigerians now are criminals and they should not really be offered any space in Kenya. But just as I've said, there is no need for that outright ban on Nigerians and calling them names and trying to say that they should be deported, all of them, from Kenya, because if you're talking about femicide, many girls have been killed recently, and these deaths have not been caused just by Nigerians. In fact, only one, and that incident that we're talking about, is what was caused by a Nigerian. But the rest, many of them that have occurred in recent times, it's like there are many Kenyans who have also participated in these things. And that is why when people say that let us treat criminals equally, a criminal is a criminal, whether he's Kenyan, whether he's Ugandan, whether he's Zimbabwean, whether he's South African, whether he's Nigerian, he is a criminal. And if somebody is good, let us not stereotype them and really call them names just because they have people from their countries who have done worse things to us. So the reason why I played the second video is to just show you that this thing is not really specific to Nigerians. Even Kenyans have participated in these crimes, and if there is any form of prosecution, all of them should really face this prosecution. And the recent deaths that are happening in Airbnbs have really brought to question the safety of this business, because you would realize that the people who have been offering these houses have positively been identified, and some of them prosecuted because they do not really take up actual details of the people involved in these activities. So wherever you're watching us from, I don't know whether there is an incident where femicide activities have really increased, and this case in Kenya really shocked us because the kind of killing that happened to this lady is very, very sad. What is your opinion wherever you're watching us from? Kindly tell us, do Nigerians need to be deported away from your countries, or do you accept the fact that these criminal activities are not specific to Nigerians? They are conducted by anybody. Kindly tell us down in the comment section. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please remember to subscribe, like this video, and also share. Thank you, and may the good Lord bless you. Goodbye.